One of the really important things that we talk to our teachers about is eye contact. So making sure they're looking at the camera, so the kids feel that you're connecting with them. So little things like that are really, really important. Having lots of trying to get discussion so that, again, the kids aren't just hearing the teacher. So we don't really want it to be a lecture. It needs to be as interactive a class as we can get. Alice Springs School of the Air it's a government school, and we're responsible for providing education to students who are in remote and isolated areas. So these are students who are typically hundreds of kilometres from a major centre. Our catchment area, if you like, is 1.3 million square kilometres. If you're new to Distance Ed and you've found yourself coming out of the face-to-face environment, you've suddenly got all your students remote to you, there are a couple of things that are really important to try and, I guess, get in place early. One would be, regardless of how much work your school has decided that your kids are doing every day, but give the students a routine so that they know what the expectations are, regardless of how much work they've got. That's really important. The next thing, I guess, is making sure that you have that contact with parents as well as the student. Parents are very, very supportive, and kids, despite what some people say at times, kids actually want to get on and learn. They like to do school. So if you can set up that routine and that structure, and then have the parents giving you information as well as the kids as to how well they're doing and how well they're coping, that certainly makes it a lot easier. My best advice, I guess, to parents is don't stress. And I guess it is easier said than done, but it's also quite important to establish, I guess, and this is where the routines become important, then while your student is doing schoolwork, you're the eyes and ears of the teacher. You're no longer mum, you're no longer dad. As soon as that's done, you're back to being mum and dad. As difficult a time as these are, and I think that's true whenever we find ourselves doing anything new or anything different, but equally there's a whole heap of benefits that come from, if you like, doing distance ed or remote learning. And I think part of that certainly is the relationship between the school and the family, as opposed to just the teacher and the student. So I think the relationship building is really powerful in this sort of mode. I think for the students themselves, there's a whole range of, if you like, independent learning skills that they'll start to acquire. And so they're not to be underestimated. They're extremely valuable, not only at school, but in the workplace. So there's some really good things there. And I think, again, coming back to parents not stressing, it is a really good time for parents and students to actually connect in terms of what they're doing, and for it to be a really special time in sharing that learning. So I actually think there's a lot of benefits around being in this sort of environment for a while.